Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville, site of tonight's encounter between Florida State and the Florida Gators, 24-12, as we get set for the start of the second half. Experience SEC college football on CBS, brought to you in high definition by Sony. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson with you. And the Florida State Seminoles. Gary says Mazia, longest in the NCAA this season, longest in ACC history, obviously longest for Florida State, previous best. Janikowski had one of 56 yards.
And that wry smile by Bobby after that kick really said volumes about his, I don't know, bout with kickers over the year.
Well, wide left or wide right, take your pick. Yeah, it crossed my mind. Graham Gano will kick off as Florida opens the third quarter with possession of the football. Brandon James is deep. Here's Gano's kick, and this will be returned by James from the 7-yard line. Watch out. Watch out, flag. This one's going to come back. Touchdown, but the play will come back.
Boy, two officials threw their flag almost simultaneously, so they saw the same block from behind or push or whatever they saw. Boy, is he a bullet through there?
Something. Missed the last game because of a suspension.
I want to know, if you got a kicker that can kick a 60-yard field goal, why isn't he kicking off?
Kickers.
During the return, holding number 22 on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be 1st and 10.
Well, that's Cade Holliday, a wide receiver, who caused the negation of this kickoff return for a touchdown by Brandon James.
Well, I didn't really see it. It happened pretty quick, but well, he squirted through there and he was gone, all in a matter of half a second. Yeah, I think it was 20. Dorian Monroe that really he grabbed the jersey right there. Wasn't it 20?
I think you're right.
Yes. Good
well,
catch.
The anguish by Brandon James.
Good catch by somebody in the truck right there.
Yes.
I didn't see it.
On first down, the handoff. Well, if they don't get you on the kickoff return, they'll get you on the first down run by Percy Harvin as he scoots forward for a gain that gives Florida another first down and 10. The immediate problem for Florida State, of course, is they haven't been able to stop Florida at all night.
Well, with a healthy Tebow in his newfound accuracy and throwing the football and a healthy Harvin, I don't know if there's many colleges that can stop this offense right now. It looks as if Florida doesn't stop themselves. They can't be stopped. I mean, if Florida State doesn't have the athletes to match up with Florida, who does?
Right. First down and 10. Here's Tebow. He still got it. And he's close for another first down as Myron Rolle. Just a moment ago, Tracy Wolfson chatted with Bobby Bowden.
Coach, a big field goal to end the half, but how do you turn those field goals into touchdowns?
Well, that's what we'll have to do if we're going to win the game. Our biggest problem is stopping them. You know what? It goes back to poor tackling. We couldn't tackle them.
But offensively, how do you get into the end zone and put up 7?
Well, we gotta score in the red zone. We haven't done it.
How hard is it to contain Tim Tebow?
Tell me how to do it, we'll do it, okay? No, that's the key.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Tracy, there's your opportunity.
You know, I just get the feeling that Bobby Bowden's going, wait a second, I had like 10 years of Spurrier, now I get 4 years of Tebow? This is just not right.
That was a first down run. Here's Tebow, the handoff. Up the middle she goes. Keyston Moore comes left, gets a block from Murphy downfield. First down at the 36.
Keyston Moore popped through that. He's learned to be a north-south rusher, and he showed you when he does it right, how valuable he is. I still remember Keyston Moore on probably the biggest fumble in maybe college football this year. When Moore fumbled against LSU, Florida was in complete control of that football game at the end of the third quarter, and from there on, LSU came back and won that football game.
That was a 20-yard gain. 3 plays, 3 first downs for the Gators to open the third quarter. Rutledge is in at the fullback spot. He's in a wing to the right. Here's Harvin up the middle.
Wow. Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator for Florida State, has been there for 20-plus years. And I asked him on the phone call, Vern, if you reach back in your bag of tricks and your history and your experience of coaching, what do you grab to try to stop these guys? And he said, frankly, I don't really have a handle on it. They run the triple option from shotgun. And they have a quarterback that basically can throw the ball as well as any quarterback in college football. If you don't tackle well in space, you don't have a chance. And right now, they can't tackle these Florida athletes in space.
4 plays, 4 first downs. And here's Tebow with the option. The pitch to Harvin. He gets a downfield block from his wide receiver. He is inside the 10 and down at the 5.
I mean, just think about this offense. They've got a quarterback that can throw the ball. They've got receivers that can go long. And they've basically been running the triple option out of shotgun on the first 5 plays of this second half. And it's worked every time. Tebow, option, Harvin, and now a brilliant athlete gets the ball in space. It's like watching Oklahoma and Joe Washington and those guys back 30 years ago.
Steve Davis is the quarterback of that team. They went 34-1-1.
And he just moved Tebow back or Steve Davis back 4 yards, and it's almost the same thing, but they got a passing attack.
Here's Tebow.
Look at that.
I know Steve Davis, and Tim Tebow is no Steve Davis.
It's amazing, isn't
He is something.
I mean, that's his 50th touchdown this year between rushing and passing. This is uncharted water. That's more touchdowns than any quarterback has produced that's won the Heisman ever, ladies and gentlemen.
22nd rushing touchdown this season. Chance Harridge of Air Force in 2002, the old record. Ever. More touchdowns produced by this quarterback than any Heisman Trophy quarterback ever. While we were away, Tim Tebow showing a little leadership on the sideline.
He's got it all. We showed that thing, and part of it was tongue-in-cheek. I know he's not Bo Jackson, but look at those stats. They're all in the favor of Florida. The only time of possession the other way is because Florida scores fast.
5-yard touchdown run by Tebow. He's thrown for 2 and rushed for 2 tonight.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And he teaches Sunday school.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness.
The ball fell off the tee, I believe.
Yes, it did. A whiff. That is the first thing that has gone south on Florida tonight. Joey Eos, nice story. Field goal kicker for the first time this year, and he was put on scholarship. Remember the story back in August, 2 days? Urban Meyer said to him as they wound up practice, he was kicking one for 52. If you make it, you're on scholarship, and he made it. And his teammates went crazy. Now, Urban had already decided he was going to give him a scholarship, but what the heck. This one near the sidelines, muffed, out of bounds. At the 11. Well, how many great running backs have won the Heisman? It's a long, long list. And Ron Dane, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, Reggie Bush, and Archie Griffin, just to name a few.
Those are running backs, and we left a blank at the bottom for a reason. These guys all won the Heisman Trophy, and Tim Tebow has more rushing touchdowns than any of those guys. Is that amazing?
It is.
And he throws pretty well, too, and he leads pretty well. And he's the quarterback you'd most want your daughter to marry, too, on top of that. Isn't it?
First down and 10. Florida State. Weatherford had a nice game so far. He's got a man. Oh, man. Had a man. He needed a little more arch on it, but it was a tough throw. Brandon Spikes getting back in coverage.
And that's the value of a Brandon Spikes when they play that too deep coverage of having a tall middle linebacker. Now, I know he's not, but like a Brian Urlacher for the Bears, that's why he's tough, because when you try to loop it over number 51, it's hard to loop it, because if you go any higher, Major Wright, number 21, will come and eat it up. So there's not much space there, and a tall linebacker can make that play.
2nd down and 10. Weatherford flips it out. He's got a man, and he's got a block. That's Joslin Shaw. Well, that didn't work very well. Jacques Rickerson, who's getting the starting cornerback tonight, makes the tackle, number 23.
Now, you know, we're watching Florida State. They've moved the ball okay. They've had some problems that we talked about with protection when Florida blitzed. But, and I've been in these things before as a quarterback, you know, when you play against a Marino or a Montana, you pressure yourself because you think I got to score every time. And you end up making mistakes trying to do too much.
Drew Weatherford telling us earlier in this week that when he was benched, it was a blue period, but he vowed if he ever got the chance, he was going to come back. He was so hard on himself that he wanted to relax, and he has done just that. But he's under some pressure tonight, and that one's incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
And out comes number 25. Well,
Justin Tratto is leading the cheers as he heads to the bench.
I can tell you, either Florida, in my mind, or USC is going to be preseason #1 next year.
Right.
They both have an argument. Oklahoma's going to be close, I understand. But it's hard for me to imagine somebody being much better prepared for next year than Florida right now.
Well, if you want to get these guys,
Yes,
this was the year.
This was the year to get them.
And they were gotten by Auburn here. They lost in a thrilling game at Louisiana State by 4, and then they were soundly whipped by Georgia 3 weeks back. And this punt will roll to a stop at the 32. And not to make any excuses for this Gator team, but that was the game in which Tim Tebow was favoring an injured right shoulder. Time called. Right back. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Wrangler, Coke Zero, Chick-fil-A, and by Allstate. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, more than 90,000 on hand, and they have, most of them Gator fans, certainly enjoyed the Gator offensive show tonight. 5 possessions, 5 scores.
He's going to take a snap under. No, he's going to run out, let somebody else do it.
Of course, he's a wide receiver now. And look who it is. It's Harvin, and this will come back. There's a flag over in the far hash mark. Harvin keeps moving, energizes the crowd, but I think we're going to have a penalty against Florida.
See, even when Florida makes a mistake, they get juice because of the way Harvin finished off that play right there.
Here's Steve Shaw.
Holding, number 63 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
That is Jim Tart, the left guard. And it's time now for the trivia question of the night. Duck exit. Who are the only quarterbacks to win the Heisman Trophy with 3 or more losses? Okay.
I think I can.
You think so?
Can I say it yet?
No,
Really? Just
no.
Why?
Keep it
we
in your
lose
pocket.
the sponsor or something? They've been with us 15 years.
You can't blow the question in 30 seconds. It's drama. 1st down. 31-12 is the score. Tebow rifles it on a line. It's up to the 36-yard line. Cornelius Ingram, that's a 14-yard gain. And that's the first pass of the 3rd quarter for Tim Tebow.
If you have a chance to get Tebow, you better get him early. Look at this. Ingram, it's a basic dig route from a different formation. Dig means one receiver goes across the field at 10 to 12 yards. The next receiver goes across the field at 12 to 15 yards. It's been in as long as there was football, that dig route.
2nd down and 5. Little pressure, but the pass complete. That'll be another first down. Now let's go back to the studio for this Liberty Mutual update. Here's Tim Brendo.
Vern, T.C. Ostrander threw a touchdown tying pass that would have sent the game into overtime, but the receiver dropped it. Then he fires to Richard Sherman on the final opportunity. Notre Dame wins it 21-14. They end up 3-9, 2-1 in the Pac-10. Back to you.
It's not good news for the Pac-10.
No, that is not good news. And Oregon losing the last report we had to UCLA, which, like we said last night, you wouldn't want to play Southern Cal right now, just like you don't want to play Florida. How about this one? That's a one-hopper.
Yeah, he had Lewis Orr wide open, 2 for a touchdown. He had a guy going right down the middle. You know, the Florida State players on defense now are looking over to their coach and going, what should we do? We have no idea what the offense to stop. They came out last time and ran the triple option. Now they've come out and run the Hawaii offense with receivers all over the field. And that's the problem. You got to get lined up. You got to tackle a tough quarterback, and then you got to cover these receivers who are very skilled. It's a tough chore. The only way to do it is to cut the head off the snake. And that's the snake right there.
Oh, boy. Second down and 10. Quarterback draw. This one not as effective. It'll be third down and 8. Tackle made by Paul Griffin, number 54. Now Tebow has run 8 times for 77 yards, 2 touchdowns.